It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the two movies released on February 27th, 2009. Neither one of them are very good. In fact, some of them are pretty bad. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the biggest new release of the weekend. I should say biggest in quotation marks, and the best movie of the two, because, yeah, neither one of these movies are that great. Disney's Jonas Brothers, the 3D concert experience. No, it does not feel like you're on stage with the Jonas Brothers. I'm sorry to tell you this, but yeah, this movie does not feel like a 3D concert experience. This feels like a cash grab because Disney saw, holy shit, the Hannah Montana movie did very well last year. I mean, much more than we ever imagined. Who else can we make a movie off of this of? Oh, we got the Jonas Brothers, so come on, guys, let's go ahead and make a movie off of this because clearly people will go and see this the same way that people went to Hannah Montana, and no. It did not happen that way. First of all, Hannah Montana opened on Super Bowl weekend and was a family film that was coming out when a lot of other family films were not playing at the time. I mean, most people had already seen the Christmas season's family films in general, so they were waiting for the next family film to come. You still had a couple of family movies out there, like the Pink Panther 2, Coraline. You know, there were so many other family options besides this movie in general, and unlike the Hannah Montana movie, which actually worked because it appealed to both the fans and also kind of the non-fans, the Jonas Brothers don't have that same kind of appeal. The film follows the Jonas Brothers during their Burning Up tour and a behind-the-scenes look at their busy schedule while in New York City. As part of their concert tour, they also go on a press tour and include interviews and TV performances to promote the release of their studio album at the time a little bit longer and ending their day in Madison Square Garden. As throughout the course of the movie, you also see performances by Demi Lovato, Taylor Swift, and the brothers' bodyguard, Robert Big Rob Feggins, on Burnin' Up. And, yeah, if you're not a Jonas Brothers fan, you are not going to appreciate this movie like you're going to appreciate the Hannah Montana movie. At least the Hannah Montana movie was trying to appease more to the non-Hannah Montana fans and Miley Cyrus fans. But this is literally a movie that if you have never even heard of the Jonas Brothers, even one aorta, you are very much clear to stay the hell away from this movie because you're not going to get anything out of this movie. And I personally am not a Jonas Brothers fan in general. The only thing I know about the Jonas Brothers is that one of them is banging Priyanka Chopra from Quantico. That's the only one I know. No, I think it's Joe Jonas that's actually doing that. I think. Is it Joe? No, he was once married to Sophie Turner. It's got to be Nick then, right? Yeah, Nick Jonas. It can't be Kevin. But, yeah, that's really all I got for you on this movie. I've never listened to the Jonas Brothers music in general. The only time I ever heard it, honestly, was when they did the song for Meet the Robinsons. But other than that, I have no intention of ever listening to the Jonas Brothers anytime soon. So, yeah, this movie clearly wasn't made for me. For the fans, they probably enjoyed it, but for the non-fans like me, yeah, it's one I would stay the hell away from. I would say stay the hell away from it in general. But I'll give it this. It's certainly better than the last movie we have here. And if you thought the '94 Street Fighter movie was bad, oh, brace yourself because Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li is coming in hot. Oh, that's priceless. Street Fighter comes to life in theaters. No. No, just no. Congratulations, though. You did make a Street Fighter movie that made the '94 Street Fighter movie look like a freaking classic by comparison. I mean, seriously. The '94 Street Fighter movie is much better than this pile of garbage right here. At least the '94 Street Fighter movie at least got the basis of the video game down. I mean, the casting may have been all over the place, but you know what? It was still fun. It was still a much more fun movie than this pile of garbage was. Oh my god, I can't believe how bad this movie is. But then again, maybe I can believe how bad it is because the director of this is the same man that also fucked up Doom. No, I'm not kidding. Andrzej Bartkowiak directed this movie. The same man that also gave us Cradle to the Grave and Romeo Must Die and Exit Wounds. Those classic masterpieces of garbage. And boy, this movie was not only his worst one, but it literally knocked him out of Hollywood because he has not made a studio picture since then. He's been relegated to direct-to-DVD hell. That's how bad this movie is. But Kristen Krug plays Chun-Li, who lives a calm life with her father, when one day the local mobster Bison, played by Neil McDonough, that guy you always see all over the place with the blonde hair, because clearly he's a much better looking Bison than Raul Julia was. At least Raul Julia at least had the look of Bison. This is just... But I digress. The local mobster Bison kidnaps her father. After her mother's death, she embarks on a quest to rescue her kidnapped father from the clutches of powerful criminal Lord Bison, and blah, 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 blah. This movie is unbelievably awful. Like, I can't believe they took this concept, which should not be this hard to do. But keep in mind, something to have to keep in mind, that this is still back when nobody gave a shit about making a good video game movie. Unlike today, they didn't make it's like the people who were making these movies were hack directors and people that clearly had no intentions on making a good video game movie. From the directors to the studio heads. Not like now, because in the last 10 years, it has definitely gotten a lot better in terms of people who want to make a good video game adaptation. We've had it with the Angry Birds movies, the Super Mario Brothers movies, Sonic the Hedgehog, and don't make me say, and I'm not saying Minecraft, because no, that Minecraft is not a good movie, but we've had great video game adaptations in TV, The Last of Us, Fallout, Twisted Metal. I mean, making a video game adaptation of anything nowadays is much more easier now, because the studio heads are now seeing what's going on with these movies and going like, if we actually put good people behind the scenes who know what they're doing, we can actually make good video game movies. Oh my OMG Robs, like we could have told you this when you made the first Super Mario Brothers movie back in 1993. But is there anything good here? Well, Chris Klein is having the time of his life. I mean, really, Chris Klein as Charlie Nash is the only one who seems like he's having a ball with this. Like, he is playing this straight and also knows that has to play it so ridiculously, because he's got to get something out of this too, man. Like, it's just, and it makes it kind of fun. He's fun to watch in this movie, but, this thing wastes a lot of good talent. Kristen Krug from Smallville, Michael Clark Duncan as Balrog. How do you fuck up Balrog? Moon Bloodgood's in here, Robin Show. I mean, just, even though McDonough's a great actor too, but M. Bison? Just, why? Why him? And this film is just such a mess of a movie on so many levels. Like, it's amazing how this thing got made with the way it is. Like, there are times when this movie, they're so lazy that they try to go for shock value. There's a scene in the movie where, M. Bison literally kills a pregnant woman to get a baby out of her, and he just rips her stomach open, and just like, why is this in here? Like, what's the point? Like, what am I even supposed to take away from that? It's just like, it's not there for any particular reason, just there to be shock value. And it's just like, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get why it's so hard to make a damn good Street Fighter movie. But, hey, they're trying to make a new one, and, wait, they just pulled it off the schedule. It's supposed to come out next year, and, yeah, basically that tells you that it ain't getting made anytime soon. And it's just like, because probably studio interference. Legendary Entertainment probably wants to make a good movie version of Street Fighter, but then the studio that's putting this out, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is Lionsgate. No, Sony. Sony, Tom Rothman, the same man who greenlit this movie when he was at 20th Century Fox, meddling his way into the Street Fighter movies. And it's just like, did you not learn your lesson, old man? Like, we don't want you involved in this. Just... yeah, this is pretty bad. This is really, really awful. Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. Hey, at least they made the 94 Street Fighter movie look better by comparison. That's like Citizen Kane to compare to this pile of garbage. Yeah, so bottom line here is avoid this one like the plague and enjoy the rest of your day. Now, that's a good action line right there. Avoid it like the plague and enjoy the rest of your day. Like, if I ever write an action movie script, I gotta remember to put that line in there. Just... avoid it like the plague and enjoy the rest of your day. And then and then somebody punches somebody right in the face and they fall to their death. But with all of that said, that's going to wrap up this lovely, lovely edition of Time About the Movies. And hey, the movies may have not been bad, but the movies may have not been good, but we had a fun time talking about some stuff that wasn't related to the movies in general. And shortly, the next movie we'll take a look at, Zack Snyder's Watchmen, we'll have a very interesting conversation that we can have about this movie in general. It was the big new release that weekend. Literally, nobody else didn't even want to compete with it, so we get a full episode talking about this movie in general. And I've got some thoughts on that one as well. So we'll talk about those tomorrow. Talk about Watchmen tomorrow on the show. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching. And if you did enjoy this video and want to see more of them, I lost my train of thought for a second. But if you like this video and want to see more, please go ahead and hit the playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode. And also don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification button, and the bell. You get updates on when new videos come out. And we do post new videos here every day. So with all that said, I'm off. I'll see you guys next time. And until then, as always, take care.